Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome to the video. I hope your day is going great. Mine's been really awesome, and today we have a crazy video. So we're going to start off with Sinatraa. Yesterday on stream, he told us who he thought the worst player in the Overwatch League was. And well, the person was actually in his game at the time. It was a very interesting situation. We're going to take a look at the entire clip. And it's weird timing too, because I posted a video yesterday titled The Best Player on Every Single Overwatch League Team. A lot of people wanted me to do the worst player on every single Overwatch League team. So let me know down below if you guys want to see that. I'll consider it because you guys did ask me to do the top 10 worst players in the Overwatch League, and that was actually a very hard video. I had to mix it into like a top 10 most disappointing players list, but I do think maybe the worst player on every single team would be a little bit easier. Anyways, we're going to cover this whole entire situation from the top to the bottom. And then moving on, we're going to be talking about Team Canada because on stream, Jayne actually leaked some of his scrim results against New York Excelsior 2. And overall, it seemed very close, but Canada did edge it out. We're going to go ahead and take a look at those results, break them down a little bit, and talk more about New York Excelsior 2. And also what these results mean for Team Canada and if they will translate to the World Cup. And then lastly, I'm going to be talking about All-Stars. So they dropped some information. We do know who the Widowmakers are going to be in that Widowmaker tournament. Super exciting. As well as that, in the Caster, the Talent v Talent tournament, they have announced what the teams are going to be. So we're going to take a look at those. It's very interesting. And that's pretty much going to be the video today, guys. If you're excited to watch it, be sure to drop a like on the video. Every like counts. And if you enjoy Overwatch League news every single day, be sure to subscribe for my channel. Super easy, just click the red box and you'll never miss out. And now without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into it. Alright, so let's talk about the situation with Sinatraa. And the player who he's talking about is Coco from the Dallas Fuel. Now, before you guys go all crazy, let's go ahead and just take a look at the clip and see what Coco did and what Sinatraa said in response. It's honestly pretty crazy, and I don't know if it's like a heat of the moment thing and if Sinatraa really meant it. I don't know, man. Let's roll the clip, guys.
Acknowledged. Greetings. Understood.
Can you use it?
I just want damage. Like when stuff dies, I'm a happy guy. If someone goes Hanzo, I go for his out in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
I'll go Hanzo. Just ask.
I just like winning. If I'm stuck on main tank, at least I want to win.
Gotta say it, dude. Can't read minds.
What the fuck? Wait, you said you'd go Orisa. Wait, I'll go Hanzo.
You want here? You want Hanzo? I'll go
Yeah. No, you can go Tracer.
I'm gonna be late.
Okay.
I'm upper.
Thought he was going Ursa.
It's whatever, just let him be.
Play Gunner Dive. Zen, play upper, please. Zen, come with our Ana.
What is Coco doing?
We're gonna die again.
Is there a reason he's
They're gonna die on our Zen.
perma-bench?
They're already on our Zen. They missed. Wait, you guys need to get out of there. Come to me.
Alright, yeah, it's kind of a weird clip. So clearly Coco said he didn't want to play main tank unless they had a Hanzo, or I guess specifically Orisa. And also, for more context, throughout the game, Space was asking Coco to play Orisa the entire time. And Coco kind of just refused to play main tank in general. He was playing Winston, but then he wanted to go Hanzo, and he was just like, yeah, people aren't dying, blah, blah, blah. This obviously upset the entire team. And he was like, okay, I'll go Orisa, just go Hanzo. Sinatraa went Hanzo, and he just went Winston again, so a little frustrating, right? And of course, Sinatraa was frustrated, and the first point didn't really go well for them. They lost it pretty much instantly, and then this is what Sinatraa said about Coco, and warning guys, it got pretty deep.
Oh my god, dude, I really can't take this, dude. This tilts me the most, especially when the worst player in Overwatch League tries to fucking pretend like he's good at the game or something, and then just starts throwing the game because he doesn't get what he wants.
I'm gonna go for Ana in the back.
Him and
Like,
left.
how do you have an ego as the worst player in the Overwatch League? It's crazy to me. I don't get it. That really tilts me.
I'm on point, I'm dying. Quick though.
Damn, yeah, Sinatraa just went in on Coco, guys, pretty deep, and I kind of feel bad for Coco, but I do understand Sinatraa's perspective. We all have to remember and put ourselves in his shoes. Whenever you're playing ranked, it's not fun, and when there's somebody on your team who's not competent, who doesn't want to play the role that you need to win the game, it's frustrating. Now imagine that you're in the Overwatch League, and it's a fellow Overwatch League player who's doing that to you. That's very frustrating. I would be pissed off if I was Sinatraa. I don't know if I would go off and say he's the worst player in the entire league. You know, maybe sometimes you have to bite your tongue and just think it, not say it. But then also, you know, I mean, Coco might be in the running for the worst player in the Overwatch League. The thing is, like, I did that video on top 10 worst and most disappointing players of the league. There was a reason I didn't put like Coco on it, because he didn't play at all this season. He played like 2 games. I can't even remember him playing at all. So to me, it's like not really a disappointment, and it's not like he's the worst player in the Overwatch League. It's just like he got benched. I'm not going to put Jayne on the list because he didn't play at all either. So that was the reasoning he wasn't on there. But he's probably in the running because Dallas Fuel were like, hey, Coco, man, like, you're not playing main tank. We're going to let Mickey and Taimu play main tank over you? That's absolutely crazy. So Coco must have really sucked at his job, or KINGmykL could have just been a terrible coach. Honestly, I wonder, well, it's unfortunate now that the Dallas Fuel have OGE. Coco will probably never get a chance to play main tank for them again, just because OGE is actually really good. But if OGE wasn't there, I would love to see what Aero could do with Coco, because Aero saved that franchise 100%. You know, Seagull did as well, but Aero did a great job, and there is a chance that he could have helped Coco out. But I don't know what Coco's going to do. We can also watch this clip from a couple months ago after Custa left the Dallas Fuel, and he said this about Coco.
Clear, but I don't know. But Coco, he wasn't really present at all during stage 2. There are good reasons. You know, I think the team is working with Coco to find what is best for his future. I have no idea what they're planning on doing, what is happening, but yeah, no, I wouldn't. At this point, all I would say is I wouldn't expect Coco to return. So moving forward, all the moves that Dallas have done make sense for that. You know, when you're putting Mickey on Winston and Seagull on Diva instead of playing Coco on Winston, I feel like that is like made pretty clear. So, you know, I really like Coco, and I really hope he has a good future. But yeah, I don't think you'll see him again.
So that's what Custa had to say about Coco and Dallas Fuel situation. It was during like stage 3, the very beginning, so it's not like fully updated, but it's good enough. As well as that, KINGmykL also said, and I know it's KINGmykL, you don't really want to take his opinion for anything, but he did say this in the middle of the season. Coco has kind of lost his way. I would say at this point, we don't really know how to use Coco anymore. And actually, real quick, guys, round of applause for KINGmykL. He's actually managed to stay off social media for a few months now. And that's a big step, because literally during the season, he could not get off Twitter and stop just fighting fans. So honestly, good for him, dude. Stay off Twitter, KINGmykL. You're doing great. I don't think anybody will forget how bad of a coach you were, but maybe it'll fade a little bit. And then XQC on Twitch typed this out after he got kicked from the Dallas Fuel. This was after that situation. I even made a video on it saying that Effect had a lot of control in the Dallas Fuel, and he was kind of deciding roster decisions. And XQC said this: of course Effect has a say on Coco. Their style is directly contradictory. Effing idiots. So yeah, I mean, take it for what it is, guys. I don't know what Coco's doing. I think the chances of us ever seeing Coco play in the Overwatch League again is very low. He'll probably move on to either be a coach. I honestly don't even know. I don't know if he could be a coach. I don't know much about Coco. From like really old Envious videos, a lot of his teammates like Taimu would say he's a good caller. He communicates very well. He lets the team know what he wants and what he's going to do. So, you know, maybe he does have like a big brain, and he could be like a coach or analyst or something like that. Also, thinking of big brain, there's been one specific guy. I'm sorry, but I forgot your name down in the comments, but you say it every single video. You want to see the top 10 big brain gamers in the Overwatch League. Not really sure what that means, like the smartest players. Let me know down below if you guys want to see a top 10 smartest players list, or big brain, whatever you want to call it. But that's pretty much it for this whole Sinatraa and Coco situation, guys. I mean, like, I'm on the fence about it. Sinatraa, he went a little too far, but it was warranted. Like, you can't throw in ranked, you can't troll, not play what you're supposed to play to win, because ranked is like where you're supposed to practice, where you're supposed to improve. And when you make it unfun, we all know how it is. Go watch an XQC stream when he's losing. It's just not fun. Yeah, it's fun to watch maybe because the guy's freaking out and raging, but it is not fun to be the person losing at all. So that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know down below what you think about the whole situation, and let's move on now and talk about Team Canada. So as I said at the beginning of the video, guys, Jayne leaked on stream some stats between Team Canada and NYXL 2. Let's go ahead and take a look at them right here. As you guys can see, so Team Canada, they won on Eichenwald. It lasted 20 minutes long. Team Canada got 1.73 done, so I guess 3 is full. so they capped first and they almost got to the end. As for the New York Excelsior, they capped first as well, but they weren't quite able to make it near the end. They got stopped at 1.3. Also, if you take a look at this Icon World game, something interesting for NYXL2, they have Clone Man in there instead of Tizzy. And from what I know is Tizzy is a huge carry for NYXL right now. Him and Nene are usually popping off hard. And now moving on to VOLSKAYA Industries, this lasted 27 minutes. Damn, that's long. 2CP is crazy. And once again, Team Canada did win. They have a 2.10 ratio. Now I'm starting to question whether ratio actually means how far they got, because there's no way for them to have capped more than 2, because if you look at NYXL2, they only capped 1 point. So I'm not really sure what ratio means, but it is green for them, so I'm assuming that Team Canada did win this. And to note, in this VOLSKAYA match, Tizzy was actually in there and they still lost. Now moving down to Ilios, can't really see the stats too much from this, but it is green for NYXL2, so I think they won. It's a little confusing, guys, I'm not gonna lie here, but it does seem like Team Canada went 2-1 against NYXL and Scrims, and NYXL2 is a very good team. They're actually in the Contenders Finals going up against Fusion University, and that's going to be an insane match. And the reason I wanted to talk a little bit about XL2 is because Mangachu did an interview and he talked about Tizzy, and this is what Mangachu had to say about Tizzy. He is the best main tank I've played with. His tank play, especially his Winston, is phenomenal. And we're talking about a guy who used to play for Runaway, almost won a championship in Apex, barely lost, didn't make it into the Overwatch League, and then was actually picked up by the London Spitfire in the Overwatch League, but never got a chance to play, and then was kicked off the team. So kind of unfortunate circumstances for Tizzy. I 100% see him joining the Overwatch League next season though, especially after seeing what Mangachu said about him. He honestly just does have an amazing track record. Anyways, let's go ahead and look a little bit more at these results and see if they mean anything for the World Cup. So Runaway actually will kind of compare to their situation. They played against a South Korean team. Runaway won Korean Contenders. So if they were able to beat the Korean World Cup team, that means the Korean Contenders team is better than the Korean World Cup team. Now, if Team Canada is able to beat New York Excelsior 2 Academy's team, who is in the finals, potentially going to win it, then that means they're maybe doing a little bit more than the South Korean World Cup team. But let's be honest, Runaway is probably a better team than XL2. And XL2 still hasn't even won the Contenders Championship yet. They're just in the finals. So it's kind of a gray area. You can make the comparison, but honestly, it's really not that great of a comparison. Just some information, take it how you will. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on now and talk more about All-Stars, because we got some really cool information. So starting off with the caster talent takedown teams, the Atlantic division is going to be Malik, Sideshow, Golden Boy, Mr. X, Doa, Uber, and Bren. Not bad, it seems decent. I know Sideshow and Bren do play a decent amount. Not sure about everybody else on this list though. And now moving on to the Pacific division, we have Reinforce, Crumbs, Zoe, Semler, Monte Cristo, Puckett, and Hex. Now this team's interesting. Obviously, the first thing to note, they do have Reinforce, and Reinforce is an ex-pro. He's the only ex-pro out of all these guys, so you could say there's a big advantage for the Pacific division. I mean, Reinforce is even on Team Sweden, so that's pretty big. As for the rest of the guys though, honestly, I don't know how much they play. Hex might play, but off the top of my head, I really don't know. So this is kind of a toss-up. I think Reinforce might be able to carry the Pacific division, but then Bren and Sideshow are pretty decent. They're both diamond, so we'll just have to see, guys. This will be a really fun match to watch. The players are going to be casting that. It'll be super interesting. And now let's move on to the last thing for the video and take a look at the Widowmakers for the Widowmaker tournament at All-Stars. All right, so starting it off with the very first matchup, it's going to be Saya player versus Carpe. This is going to be a crazy first round matchup. This could honestly be a finals matchup, so the winner of this is definitely going to go deep. And then moving on to the next matchup, we have Pine and Striker. I do think this will be a good one. Obviously, Pine is going to be favorited here, but I think it's going to be close. I don't think you guys are giving Striker as much credit as he deserves. He could pull this one off. I wouldn't be surprised. Now moving on to the next one, it's going to be Architect and Soon. This one will be a toss-up. I feel like both of them really flexed a lot and then did play a decent Widowmaker. Neither of them really like, you know, Pine, Saya player, or Carpe level, but it'll be a good match. Moving on to the next one, it's going to be Fleta and Surefour. Now depending on which Fleta shows up here, if it's stage 1 or stage 3 Fleta, he will win. If it's stage 4 Surefour and stage 4 Fleta, Surefour is going to take it. So that's an interesting one. And I can't wait for this matchup. It's going to be super awesome. Let me know down in the comments who you guys think are going to win. And that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, be sure to drop a like on it. Also, subscribe to my channel for more daily news. I upload 2 videos every single day. One about news and then one that's a random video. So if you love the Overwatch League, this is the place to be. Be sure to subscribe. And that's going to be the video, guys. Peace.